Hello there everyone and welcome. My name is Waffles the Asian Yen Bear and today we're going to be talking about how to beat the Saviors Super Battle Road on JP only right now, but it will be on global at some point, and whenever it does, pop back over to this video. Again, we are going to be covering every single stage in Super Battle Road from the back, so level 50 all the way up to level 1. So subscribe if you like and you want to see those. Hopefully we'll be there to help give you some good advice. But of course, like the video if you like it, if you want to get to the end of it and you enjoy it, that's super helpful to me. But let's get started. So the thing about Saviors Super Battle Road is you do have a lot of really good units, but if you don't have the good units, you're gonna have a little bit of a problem. So first off, a lot of the enemies are a lot stronger than you would expect just because you have stuff like Tech Ultimate Gohan to work with. So if you don't have Tech Ultimate Gohan, I would not recommend attempting this. You can if you have like the best units except Tech Ultimate Gohan and you have this Krillin, then it's probably fine, but Tech Ultimate Gohan does so much work in this stage that I think you really do need him to do really well. He's huge, and again, the enemies are going to hit hard to compensate for that. So if you don't have Tech Ultimate Gohan, you're going to be getting hit really, really hard. You can also run this Int Gotenks. If you've got Int Gotenks, he's going to be huge because he's going to give you those stuns and really make you have an easier time here. You can also run basically every one of the Hercule units. They're all pretty good. I think the worst one out of the ones we have over here is this LR Tech Hercule. He is still going to be okay, and you can still run him, as you see I did right over here. But ultimately, he was probably one of my weakest links. He does have that high chance to evade for 3 turns after receiving an attack. So as long as you're, keeping him floating, he gets hit maybe once. He then has a good chance to dodge, and he does debuff a little bit. It's just that after the first 3 turns from start of turn, he's going to be getting hit pretty hard. The Int Hercule though, and of course we're on JP, so you can run both. So same name update, fantastic. The Int Hercule is a god in this event. If you have him, you should be bringing him to every single one of your Super Battle Road runs that you can, because God, he is so good. 1, chance to stun, really, really cool. 2, high chance to evade, also cool. And then 3, damage reduction up to 90%. With the less HP remaining, the more damage reduction. So 90% damage reduction is ridiculous while still having a chance to evade. And just, have you seen his evasion animation? It's so good. So this Int Hercule needs to be on your team if you're running the Saviors Super Battle Road. Other units you can consider, AGL Pycon is still a good unit to bring if you just make sure he gets a Rainbow Orb. He doesn't need his unit super attack on this stage, so that's fine. He's going to be mostly just here to debuff, as well as over here, you can see he seals the enemy and has a high chance of evading if you give him a Rainbow Orb. So just make sure every turn he is getting at least 1 Rainbow Orb. I think that seal is going to be really helpful for you guys. And at the very end, where you're facing right over here, the Omega Shenron, I think that's Omega Shenron. Yeah, it is Omega Shenron. Okay, I don't know if it was the one before that. It's a Sin Shenron or whatnot. But you are going to be able to use your active skill to just get a free Ghost Usher for a turn, which is really, really helpful and gives you more time to debuff him. So just that is really good. Of course, the main name of the game here is going to be debuffing and just having really bulky units. So debuffing, bulky units, stuns count as debuffing as well. Other units, you can bring Tech Tien if you want. He'll be okay with the Tech Ultimate Gohan, but I would highly recommend, if you've got him, to bring Physical Tien instead, because Physical Tien has the high chance of stunning the enemy while still greatly lowering attack and defense, just like the Tech Tien does greatly lower attack and defense, but he doesn't have the stun. So I really do think Physical Tien, if you've got him, can be pretty good. And basically all these units are also Majin Buu Saga units, except for a couple of the ones. But all the main ones you're going to be bringing are Majin Buu Saga units, so they will get that support too. Other units that you can bring for damage, but you're gonna need to defend them well because they are going to take hits pretty hard over here. Of course, you've got AGL SS4 Vegeta after the EZA or LR STR Vegeta. Both of those will be doing decent damage. You can run physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks after the EZA because he does have a small chance to dodge, but again, that 30% dodge is not going to be super reliable, so you really need to make sure he's protected. You're floating him, you're using an item, whatever you need to do to make sure he's not getting hit would be great. Tech Krillin, you can. He's not a bad unit, so you definitely can bring him. I would float him if you do. but you really do want that Tech Ultimate Gohan as your lead. So I would say if you got him, you really should be running Tech Ultimate Gohan, but Tech Krillin is not a terrible unit to consider. Int Kid Goku is also decent. You can run Int Kid Goku. He's going to be okay. Again, you just want to make sure he's protected. Or SCR Namek Goku over here. All of those are okay. They'll do decent damage. But again, you really want to be focusing more on the other units we mentioned, like the Ultimate Gohan, the Hercule, the Gotenks, the Pycon, the Tiens, any of those. Those are going to make your job way, way easier. Oh, one unit I forgot to mention over here. AGL, Hercule, and Boo is really underrated and very, very good. So they lower attack. They have a medium chance, which is still only 30% chance to evade, but they have damage reduction 40% when HP is 40% or more. So if you're running them, make sure you are going to be at a good level of health because their damage reduction is going to be very, very nice. But if they don't have it, they're going to get hit really hard. So you really, really want to make sure you are managing your HP well if you're bringing them. If you're not, then just make sure they get hit the least amount on the turns when you're under 40% or more. And you can always tell, just in case you didn't know, you can tell how much HP you're at just because there's those little bars on the HP bar. So there's like little flashes, and that's 10% on each part. So you can count those, and if you'll see you're over 4 of them, you're over 40% HP. So that'll help you kind of keep an eye on it. And it counts from the start of turn. So if it's kind of like Golden Frieza, if he's on the rotation and you're under 40% or more at the beginning, I'm pretty sure even if you heal, he's not going to have that damage reduction. So just be careful of that. Heal the turn before he comes on, but he is going to be fantastic. So bring him if you can. And then we already talked about the other units. So just really quickly, we'll talk about the items. You can see the ones I brought were Icarus, Whis, Android 8, and Princess Snake. You want to be probably using your items at the first stage. You can afford to use a few more items than normal because on the third stage, you should be stunning quite a bit. You're really going to rely on the stuns on the third stage. Omega Shenron is really bulky, but because he's only one unit, you can just infinitely keep him stunned. So that's kind of the idea, especially if you got the Tien and the Gotenks. You'll be able to really do good work with that. Also, make sure Int Gotenks in his base form doesn't get hit hard. You want to make sure he's getting the least attacks, and you're probably going to want to use an item while he's still in base form. Once he gets into his Super Saiyan 1 form, he'll be fine. He'll be getting all those stuns. I think it's 70% chance of stuns, so that should be all good over there. But again, the first stage is where you're really going to take some damage. I recommend killing the R units first, not the Piccolo first, because the Piccolo is going to have more HP, and he is going to hit harder. But you're really, the big problem on stage 1 here is that you're going to be hit by super attacks from 4 units. So kill those 3, and then you've just got the Piccolo, and then you can do the infinite stun loop right there. On the second one, it really is up to you. Either one of those you can take out first. I recommend King Cold just because, again, less HP, but it's really not that big of a deal on the second stage. And of course, the third stage, just keep him debuffed and stunned, and you'll be okay. All that being said, hopefully this helps you. We will be covering All Out Struggle next, probably next week. So make sure to subscribe for that. And hopefully this helped you a lot. And I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good life, and happy runs. Goodbye.